back. We're back. 2023.
Hello.
Howdy, howdy.
Hello to our Seminole State family. It is Nicole from the library. And
Information, Jason. Which way are you pointing? Point the way. Oh, okay. And Ross?
Yes, hi, it's me. I am Ross from the library, too.
Okay, so we are back with, like Jason said, it's 2023. And so we're back at the new spring semester, and we're going to ease on into it pretty slowly. We're going to keep it light today. We are going to talk about this fast first week and how we can make the most of it. So just little bits and pieces. We're keeping it light. I know everybody is kind of starting to chew on their online courses and like really kind of get thinking about it. So we're not going to delve into any, like in-depth research already. That would be inappropriate, right, guys? Right?
Wildly inappropriate. Wildly, Nicole. No, but we're getting into it. Like this is the first week of classes for the spring term, whether you're on campus or online. And there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of moving pieces, right? Where's my syllabus? Where's my course? What campus am I on? So we kind of want to just go over a couple different things to make sure that this fast first week is your speed. How about that? Right?
I like it.
Okay.
Now, before we dig into that, I do want to say I'm going to give Ross the award. I think Ross won the best holiday breaker ever because he actually got a lot done. Ross got a lot of things done on his list. Ross, what were some of those things that you did?
I cleaned out my whole barn, top to bottom. That was exciting, and I fixed. I got a whole bunch of projects in motion. I pressure washed the house. I got some electrical stuff in motion. I basically spent every day of my break checking something off my to-do list, and it felt great.
I admire that because I did not do almost anything on my to-do list. I maybe got a little bit of extra sleep. I don't know if anyone's watching and chatting, like, what did you get done that you wanted to do? I mean, I feel like I got a little bit of extra sleep. That was on my list, like one of the things on my list. That was about it. What about you, Jason?
Oh, for sure, Nicole. Thanks. I was super busy. I was in the middle of the night creeping and putting everything back into Ross's barn. So that's why he was like, dude, this is taking so long. And because it was me putting everything back in the barn.
And you put that mouse back in the barn?
Oh, Ross there's a mouse in the house.
That was part of the reason to clean the barn was to dissuade the mouse from wanting to live there amongst all the nice little nooks and cranny things. But he's back, right?
Yes.
The very next night I saw him again. So we're still duking it out.
Have our watchers let's give a name. Let's give a name name the mouse. Name Ross's mouse. Okay? And I don't even know if it's your mouse, Ross. I think it's a mouse in your territory, in your domain.
We're just sharing a space.
You got a roommate.
Yeah.
You better get that rent.
All right.
Yes, I painted. I wrote. I had a very productive time.
Oh, you're supposed to bring your paintings in.
I know. I got to bring my new paintings in. I'll bring them in for the next time. But yeah, we're happy to be back. We had a great day today. Welcome back. Today, Wednesday, of course, is going to be our lunch prairie and night prairie days here at the Sanford Lake Mary campus. So we're excited to be here for another research rally. And some of the things that we can go over. Do we have an itinerary? Are we just going to kind of go over some different things?
Well, we have a loose little list. We do have a little list. Loose list. Okay. We talked about kind of doing a extension of Point the Way. Jason and Ross, I'm not sure if you did the Point the Way activities at the campuses this Monday and Tuesday, the first week of classes, but kind of like, here's where you get your parking permit. Here's where you get your this or XYZ. That was one of the things that people were they wanted their parking permit. And also the parking situation is kind of crazy. I know we have viewers that might be watching this video now or later that are at different campuses, but you do want to make sure no matter what campus you're on that you're paying attention and no matter what school you're at, because I'm sure if you're at a different school and you happen to be watching us, thank you. There are designated areas for students and faculty and staff, right? And sometimes those faculty and staff areas are closer to your class buildings, but you want to go ahead and make sure you're parking in the student designated areas. Different schools might give tickets. I don't know if they give tickets here, but they will not run you down. Our security team will pursue you and be like, oh, hey, like you didn't park in the right spot. And that can be like kind of awkward and embarrassing. So you definitely want to look and pay attention to what signage. Anything that's just for faculty and staff will be labeled as such. So just be like driving carefully and like, reading signage. Was that one of the big things? And then what else were students asking you about when you're at Point the Way?
It was a lot about parking. It was a lot about, the different classes, making sure if you're on the Sanford Lake Mary campus, we can kind of get rid of this thing now here. If you're on the Sanford Lake Mary campus and you happen to see UP, the University Partnership Center, but really what you're looking for is you want to make sure that you know what campus you're going to be on, you know what times your classes are going to be, especially in this first week. And yes, you do have a little wiggle room of, oh, it's my first day, but you can't do that in week 6. You can't do that in week 12. So we want to get those out of the way now. And if you do have any questions, ask anybody at the college. Ask anybody. We're all here to help you, whether we're librarians or facilities or whoever. So that's one of the things too. And then also, we do want to recommend that you immediately go into your Canvas, your online, learning management system that we use here at the college, and look at your syllabus, right? Make sure that right, Ross? We want to make sure we know when those assignments are, and maybe we could talk a little bit more about that.
And if you're in an online course, make sure you sign into Canvas this week, because if you don't sign in the first week, your professor is required to drop you from the class. So make sure you sign in and participate.
By first week, do you mean?
I think by
next Monday.
Next Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, all professors have to report that. So it's my least favorite thing to do when I teach a class is have to report that somebody didn't sign into the class yet. But just make sure you do that.
Yep.
Okay,
so if you want more information. Yeah, we just got, this is just a website, Nicole, for the Canvas.
Okay.
If you're saying Canvas, I've never even heard of it. Well, we got you. It's seminolestate.edu/online/Canvas. Link is in the chat. And so this will give you more information. You can also find that at My Seminole State. Okay, so this is just basic information that you need to know. And you can also go to online.seminolestate.edu. In fact, I would bookmark that. I would bookmark that immediately and make sure that you log in. Okay. And then once you get in there, go ahead, Nicole.
Oh yeah, and I just put a banner up. I would say, okay, and this could go for any assignment due date. Like, give yourself a sooner time than the actual due date to finish it. Like, if Ross is saying within the first week you have to sign into Canvas, and I would imagine he doesn't know exactly, I don't know exactly, but it probably is by Monday because class started Monday, so 1 full week from Monday is the next Monday. But hey, do it by this Saturday, okay? I don't know. I've talked to a lot of students like today at our Library Labyrinth event at our Lunchbrary, where it was kind of like a tour around the library, making sure that students know about what's in the library, what we offer. And they also got free prizes. And if you're interested in what those prizes are, well, you probably should physically come into the library and check it out. Okay. But a lot of them were already on the ball. They were already like, I'm starting to do work. I imagine they've already, those students already signed into Canvas. So anyone who has not, definitely go ahead and do that.
Yes, and once you get into your Canvas, I'm going to go ahead and just share the screen here. This is a little look at what it's going to kind of look like, and you want to make sure that you're looking at your, your classes, which are going to be up here in the published courses. Your account should be up here in the upper left-hand corner. When you click on that, that'll give you the opportunity to change your pronouns, update your pronouns if you wish. You can also look at your calendar on the left-hand side. This is basically your best friend. It's going to be on the left-hand side here, so you can pay close attention. If you wanted to get in touch with your professor or even send us a message if you needed research assistance, use the inbox. But as Nicole was saying, this is the calendar, so you could start taking a look, and your due dates and everything should be populated in the calendar. We're repeating everything so you have it, so you know. And if
does that happen automatically?
Yeah, it's populated, and this is based on the professor putting that information in. So again, the left-hand side, when you get into your Canvas, which you can do it back here, online.seminolestate.edu, that should take you. What happens when I click on that button, Ross? Where do I go? It was magic. It was magic. I went right into my Canvas. Love it.
Got it.
We have the single sign-on now. So yes, those are some of the things to really pay attention to, especially now, the first week. We want to get that out of the way. We want to make sure that we're mastering where these classes are, where the information is, because your professor, week 2, week 3, week 7, week 8, those expectations will be raised even higher. You should know at that point. You likely did an orientation, and you probably had the first day introduction with your professor, going over the nuts and bolts, due dates, major assignments, and so on. But we're here to help. if you have any of those questions. And I see we have some viewers watching here. Go ahead and drop in the chat. How's it going so far? How's your first couple of days of classes, or have you not had classes yet? Maybe you have a Thursday class or a Friday class. Could be.
Does it feel weird to be back? Because
our first day felt weird. Our first day felt weird, right? I mean, am I the one? I was like, what is it? My key works, but like, where am I? Like, what's going on?
Who am I? Where am I? And I, as a student, I'm sure you guys have this kind of or y'all have the same feeling. So we just sat here and we like talked and like, we're like, so what do we do? Like, what do we just had to ease into it. We didn't like sit down at our computer and start like typing documents and typing emails. So I feel like as a student, yeah, that's how I type. I feel like as a student, if you feel like you're kind of like, am I doing enough the first week? I mean, as long as you're starting to get your head in the game, High School Musical reference. That's like not my time, but I know it. I think that's normal. I think it's normal to feel like you're kind of like not doing enough right at first. Right, Ross? Like, what are like are you getting emails from students yet on the classes you're embedded in?
Not yet at this point. I mean, I've talked to my own students. I'm teaching an A-term course this semester there. And you're right. Like the whole first week is kind of just getting acclimated to it, right? Nobody's really done their work yet, but they've all looked at it so far. So I think everybody's just kind of getting the feel for the semester. I mean, I am too, right? Like I've got to start the semester and I've got to figure out how all these classes I'm working with they're working. I worked out the schedule for my semester today, like when I need to. So like, I think we're all in that mode right now. So
wonderful. And I'm going to share my screen because I know Jason talked a little bit about Canvas, which is awesome. And we'll probably pop back into Canvas because I think pretty much almost every student has some part or form of a class in Canvas, correct? But let's talk a little bit about the library. Because I think also too, if you feel like you want to feel like you're getting more done, or if you don't have any work to do yet, or if you want to feel like you're getting a step ahead, why don't you come into the library? Whatever campus is closest to you or comfortable for you, or just go to our library website and look around. Because the thing about the library is we support your academic experience. Like we're not on your assignments. Okay. Your professor usually won't assign you to like meet with a librarian to get research help. So we're kind of like that optional thing. So we kind of have to sell you more on our stuff, right? Because it's an option. So let's pitch. Okay. Here's our pitch. All right. So the library is a person and a place and a thing. We have people here to help you. We have things for you to use, like books and like online information resources. And we also have places for you to study, hang out, relax, even do social things, right? Like tonight we have Nightberry. Jason mentioned Nightberry, right? And how often do we have Nightberry?
Every Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on our calendar here at the top of our website, which if you Google,
I jacked it. I hijacked it. I'm sorry, I jacked it.
It's cool.
Anyway, you can take a screenshot of that. That's our menu. That's our spring menu there for Lunchberry and Nightberry. We'll go back to your page here. I jacked it. Sorry.
No, that was perfect because look around campus, all the campuses, you'll see those signs. These events are in Radar Connect, but they're also at the top of our library webpage. Okay. And you're going to see our hours for all of our campuses. You're going to see a link to 24/7 library chat. You're going to see where to reserve a study room. Okay. If you want to borrow a laptop for the entire semester, you can click on this link, laptop agreement form, and you can get a laptop for the entire semester. Now, if that's something you really want to do, act quickly as soon as you can, the first week, the fast first week, because those could go fast. So you want to lock that in. You'll see the library events that happen weekly. You will also see a link to research assistance, which besides 24/7 chat, we have other ways for you to communicate with us, the librarians, to help you with research, citations. I explained kind of what we do to a student the other day, and he's like, oh, so you're like the cool uncles of academia. I was like, because librarians, we're not your professor. So the class is their baby, and they're very, very protective of it, as they should be. But we are detached in a way, removed from that kind of viewpoint. So when you come to us for help, we're kind of like cheering you on. You know, we kind of have a different viewpoint of the work, and a lot of times it's like just that extra push that you need to kind of like feel like, yeah, I can do this. Right, guys? Yes, no? Yes, no? Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
I
waiting
often
for
describe
Jason
my.
to talk. Usually Jason and I are talking over each other, so I'm like,
No, you're selling. You are selling.
Mhm.
You are selling
let
our
me sell.
services. This is great. And then you were going to click on the research appointments. Librarians are available for research. Research.
Research. You can call
I
it whatever
just
you want.
froze.
We're just
I
here to
just
help you.
froze. So we're here for research assistance. If you need it, we can help you find the information you need to succeed, and that is the main page. So I would bookmark that page as well. So those are just a couple of the things, in addition to the books and the databases and the films and all of that fun stuff. You can also text us if you needed assistance, and we could put that text line up there here. Librarians are always standing by, and we're here to help you. So again, in this fast week, those are some of the things to consider. Another thing to consider, and I'm going to take this out of the thing here for a minute, the library is not the bookstore. The bookstore is not the library. So you can check out books. You'll have to return those books, or you can go purchase your textbooks, very different here, at the library. Not the library, at the bookstore, right? Hold on, who's on first here? So you want to check out that information. It's at seminolestate.edu, and that has the information about the bookstore. And so the bookstore is located on the Sanford Lake Mary campus in the Student Center. And where do we have bookstores at the other campuses, friend? Where are they at?
There's a bookstore at the Altamont campus. It's kind of on the first floor, down past the library in the hallway. And there's a bookstore at the Oviedo campus, which is kind of like across the quad from the library. You can almost see it from the library. But yeah, they all have bookstores, or at least they did. I don't know if Oviedo still does now that I say that.
Yeah, Oviedo's still picking up on some stuff. Yeah.
But
Sure. And so we make it easy for you here. Again, it's a fast first week, but we want to make it easy. So seminolestate.edu/bookstore. And as you scroll down here, you can kind of see, and there should be some contact information, and there is. Here's the Oviedo campus bookstore, Sanford Lake Mary, Altamont Springs. And then there's also a nice calendar for you. We'll go ahead and drop that link in the chat for you as well. So just keep that in mind. Again, in this fast week, you want to get your books, you want to get your learning materials. If you're in maybe some art classes or whatever, you want to get those studio art materials and so on, any of your classes. But where do you find that information? It's in the syllabus, which is likely going to be located in your Canvas. And we showed you exactly how to get in there as well. Right? So this is all making sense. We just want to make sure that we're hooking you up. And we do see some chats going on. Shout out to
Bao is asking about the opening hours. So let's go ahead and pull that. So we're
opening hours for the library?
Yeah, and are you talking about Sanford Lake Mary?
Let's do it.
Oh, you got it up? Okay.
Let's do it. Got it up. seminolestate.edu/library, and then you can see everything over here. So you got a 745, 745, 745, and then a little bit of a difference, 77, and then we go a little bit harder for one extra hour here at the Sanford Lake Mary campus.
And
no problem.
Jason, is that your screen? Okay, could you scroll down and show us where the link to like all the hours are? Like those are today's hours, but if somebody would need to know the full schedule, you see the link down kind of in the center. Oh, and there too.
Is that the one?
That's one of them. Yeah, there's actually two. So if you want to see what we're open on Fridays and the weekends, because it's a little bit different. Okay, Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays are a little bit different for each campus. So here you would see the full trajectory. And if we have a holiday coming up or spring break coming up, then you're going to see the closures there beyond that, just the day of, which is on our main page.
Right. So those are some of the library things. And you may have heard some of this Nightbrary and Lunchbrary. We do events at the Sanford Lake Mary campus. We do them at all the campuses. But we have a full 15-week roster here. And I'm going to just put that back up here for a moment so we could just take a look. And if you're looking for first-year experience credit, if you're in the FYE class, we got you. So that's every single Wednesday except for spring break. So you can take a look here. So as Nicole said, today we did the Library Labyrinth. Next week, Ross is the man. We have board games. We're going to talk about cinema and films, and you can kind of see the rest of the calendar. Also, you'll notice here that we are on Discord. We have a very active Discord channel. I think we're up to 120 something friends that have joined us. And so that's another two-way communication channel as well. So we post information. We have different chats about different things. We have different channels. So I just wanted to put that up. And then if you're looking for more information about where the rest of the student life, all that engagement can be had, and that is going to be on Raider Connect. So I did just want to pop in there really quick. That is connect.seminolestate.edu, and that link is in the chat. And so you can even see here upcoming events. Well, here's Nightberry, right? Another thing to look at, if you were looking at more library specific information, you could see this is our events, and you just click on library as the membership. And we do have other memberships too. We sponsor the eSports Club. We're down with the Anime Club, also the Veggie Club. So we have a lot of different club action here. Unity, the Gay Straight Alliance. So these are the events. So let me just click on more events so you could see basically what we're talking about here. And Ross and Claire, they do virtual board game night. Claire's one of our librarians at the Altamont campus. And this is just a long list. So if you're looking for event credit, if you're looking to meet some new friends and learn some new things and just play and have fun for your college experience, again, the library is your destination. And I'm going to remove that, and we're going to continue talking.
And then today, we, like I said earlier, we had our Library Labyrinth event that Jason designed. So thank you, Jason. He's our master programmer. Not like a computer programmer, okay? So. And our boss's boss, she was here and meeting with students like, hey, welcome, because she was at one of the stations. Hey, welcome to the Cozy Corner. And one thing she brought up that I didn't even think of, but is very important. When you sign into events, like any of our library events or student life events, any event that's going on campus, sign in or scan your card always, because you can log into Raider Connect with your student credentials, your single sign-on, and pull a report of everything that you've done at the college, like outside of class, basically any event. And that could be very useful for when you go to do a transfer, like if you're transferring to a university and and doing a scholarship or boosting up your resume. That data is kept in Raider Connect. So when we're asking you to sign into events, like just keep in mind, like just do it. It's might be a little bit of work in the moment, but it's collecting data that you can use for your own benefit at a later date. So it was really cool to have, and it was Lisa Valentino. And if any student wanted to search the campus for Lisa Valentino and find her office and talk to her, listen, she would welcome you in with open arms. She even told us last semester, she moved her desk so that when people come to her office, she's like facing you instead of her back to you. So it's a very welcoming community here at Seminole State. So there's people that are willing to talk to you if you want to bang on someone's door. But Lisa Valentino, she's awesome. She might even give you a big hug. Sometimes she gives really great hugs.
Rock and roll. So anybody in the chat, you guys want to let us know how many classes are you taking this term so we can kind of get a sense of what's going on. And remember, every single Wednesday we have events. There was also a lot of student life events that were happening today in the Breezeway. A lot of food. I think next week they have a magician. They had some funnel cake earlier this week and handed out goodies and prizes and stuff. So the main point of this is engagement. We want you to come and have a wonderful and vibrant sort of use your imagination, play and wonder experience while you're taking your college courses. So we see 4 and 4. So that's a pretty big load, right? You have a lot of time management that we have to work on. And I'm imagining those classes maybe are on different days. So you're probably moving and shaking. Maybe one's on campus and one's online. Make sure to check those syllabi and make sure to get a personal calendar and go into the future. Write down exactly when those major assignments are due and then work your way back to the now so you know. So you're not like, I have 4 major assignments that are happening and all due right now. Right,
that
Ross?
was... Right, Ross?
Is that correct, Ross, what I just said?
Yes, to all.
There we go. Ross says yes. Get a banner going. Ross says yes.
That. And I had that on some of my notes was, okay, you pointed out, and I don't know if you still have Canvas up, Jason, or if you can put it back up, but you talked about how the calendar is populated with assignments. And then you were just speaking to instead, okay, like, yeah, you can see, the calendar is there, but you should go and look and see when the big stuff is due. Because like, what if it's like right after spring break, or what if it, you kind of want to see the full trajectory of your classes and get a sense of like, when is the biggest thing due or the hardest thing due? I know looking at this calendar, that might not be obvious. You might have to like actually look through it would be the syllabus, right?
Well, your calendars would probably look a little bit different, students, if you're taking 4 different classes. Some of these are populated the way that I have them. But yes, as you get more, this is only January view, and I am not a student, so I'm looking at kind of a different view. But yes, you can see when, when the major assignments are going to be due. You can see some of these are modules. You can see they're different colors. You can change some of those colors. You can change all this stuff around. Make it yours. Make your Canvas yours. As I mentioned, you can go into, the different account thing. You can change. I have my pronouns here, he, him. You can change if you want to be called a different. There's a lot of different things that you can use in here. And again, if you wanted to get in contact, you have the inbox over there as well. And just keep an eye out for different assignments and different all sorts of different updates, right, from your professors. You do want to make sure that you get those announcements, because the old, I didn't know, I don't know, maybe in the first day. But again, week 7 or week 8, I mean, we're flying. It's a 16-week or a 12-week or whatever you're taking. So just be on your P's and Q's. And if you have any questions, ask a librarian or ask anybody at the library. We're all happy to help. And in fact, ask anybody at the college campus. Anybody who has an ID or a name tag, ask. We want to help you succeed. So we're glad you're here. We're glad you're watching. We hope this is impactful for you. And we appreciate you engaging with us here in the chat. So,
hey, I have a riddle for you guys.
Oh, okay.
I think you probably know the answer. What's the thing that's free that nobody really wants?
Air.
I want air.
Oh.
I need air. Advice.
Oh.
Right? It's the easiest thing to dole out. I got a couple pieces of advice for the first week. Maybe Ross, you have some, maybe Jason. I'll keep it short because advice, once again, is the easiest thing to dole out, right? And then it's like your mom talking to you. Okay, I know. Besides what we just talked about with Canvas, okay, really seeing the trajectory of an entire course, really knowing the calendar, I would recommend that everyone, and I mean, even for me personally, like I work 2 jobs, I've got kids. I have to think about, what am I going to sacrifice if things get tight? Like if I start to feel the pinch of the load of my life, what am I going to let go of? And maybe students can think about that too. Like, okay, like if it really starts to get tight, like what am I going to let go of? Can I give up some hours at work if that's feasible? Can I reduce my social time? Can I, like decide not to be on the internet as much, or like don't even look at TikTok because you watch one TikTok and then you got to watch 100 TikToks and then you got to watch 100,000 TikToks. Okay. You could be sleeping instead. Okay. And that would help you too, getting more sleep. All right. So also, I don't know if anyone that's watching, if you're actually going to graduate like this semester, shout it out in the comments. If you are graduating this semester, I've already talked to students that have already started the paperwork. You probably want to do that as soon as possible, because if something like if there's an issue with one of your classes, term B could save you. You could still have the chance to sign up for a class you didn't know you actually need. So if you are graduating, or if you know someone that wants to graduate this spring or thinks they're going to graduate this spring, start that process now during the first week. I've met somebody that did it today, to make sure that everything is taken care of so that you can do it when you want to do it. And then I just have a note of top load your productivity. Like try to be like uber productive, like off the bat, and then you'll feel better. And then like maybe it wanes a little bit because things start to get tight, but I don't know. Anything else?
Yeah,
guys?
I think no, absolutely, Nicole. This first week, there can be a lot of different kind of scary things like, imposter syndrome, or, these are too many classes, or, I'm overloaded. Well, it's new information. You have to process the new information. These are the assignments, right? Take a look at the calendar, take a deep breath, look at your calendar, take a deep breath, look at your calendar. I mean, it's the same thing, and you're going to get into the groove. It's the first week. It's brand new, right? So that's kind of my recommendation is you're here. You're supposed to be here. We want you to be here. We want you to take these classes. And yes, you're going to have 4 classes, my friends here in the chat. So that's going to be 4 major assignments. In fact, there's going to be little micro assignments along the way, but that's what we're signed up for. It's the same thing of a race. I'm going to run a race. Say I'm going to run a race in November, right? And it's January. When November comes, I'm sure I'm going to be like, And I'm sure Alan's like, it's November. So this is the same thing. Get in the mind zone. Get in this. I got my books. I got my syllabus. I got my passwords. I'm ready to go. I'm locked and loaded. And and then the next week is just like, let's go. That's my recommendation for that. Yeah.
I like it.
Any advice, Ross?
I mean, if I was going to tell you anything as you're starting the semester, is just to kind of be mindful, reflect back on what you're doing every week. And I think it will help manage some of those anxieties, and you'll see yourself growing as a student, as a person. Like, just reflect on everything you're learning, everything you're doing to achieve that A, like just think about it. And I think it will really, really impact where you go throughout college. I wish I had done more of that as a student.
What were you doing instead?
I was working. I was not really paying a whole lot of attention to my assignments in school. It took me 6 years to do my 4-year degree. I'm one of those students, right? Like, but nowadays as an adult, like, I really spend a lot of time like being self-aware and self-reflective of like every single assignment, every single thing I do at work. I try to like see how it changed me. So I hope my students do that too.
Absolutely. Reflect. And then also, you're here to socialize, meet people, learn, grow. It's not just hitting the books. It's not just earning that grade, but it's everything else. And that's why we have our student engagement series, Nightberry and Lunchberry, which we're going to go set up now. So in the chat, if you need first year experience credit, click the link once. I can't make that link hot in this platform that we're using. So you're going to have to copy that link and put it in your URL, but go ahead and give it a shot, and I can check here to make sure that you're logged in if you need your first year experience credit. If you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, compliments, please get at us. We'd love to talk to you. I have 3 of you signed up here, so thank you very much for watching. This has been a research rally. We're here every Wednesday at 4 o'clock on YouTube. Thank you very much. Bye. Bye.